I actually was just working on a web app, and I'm just kind of playing around with all the different tools that are now available to me. So while I was doing that, I actually thought, let's just go ahead and record the video, because I'm going to go ahead and iterate and maybe make a little bit more changes to this web app and actually deploy it. And I'll show you how to do that. And we're going to kind of just do just a few changes ourselves, and then we're going to go ahead and deploy that app right here now together. All right, so again, I was just playing around with Gemini 3, and I just kind of wanted to just see what it could do. In a other video, I also did this, built out an app, but now I want to actually deploy that app, and I actually want to kind of work with the back end and kind of just see what it is capable of. Before I actually went over to the app builder, I guess, I think it was within, it wasn't Google AI Studio, but it was like an app builder. Now I'm actually using like the Gemini inside of the chat terminal, if you will. I'm just going to kind of walk you through where I'm at so far, right? So the first thing I did is I just said, what is a simple web app idea that I could build for demonstrating purposes? So I just kind of want to come up with an idea, and as you can see, this is all in one chat prompt, which is the coolest part about this. So I asked that, and then it kind of gave me some ideas, and then I thought, okay, this one, this is an easy one to kind of work on, and it might even provide some value, right? So people can kind of hit this website and maybe leave a little comment for those that watch this video or whatever. Probably won't stay up forever. Again, I'm just playing around. But I thought there would be some value in getting this video out to others, so they can kind of see, maybe deploy their web app and then connections to a backend database and stuff like that. So yeah, we went ahead and we selected the guest book. Then I said, all right, great, let's create a prompt to create a web app for the mini blog guest book. I want it to be very minimalistic, but I also want it to have a vibrant design with animations. Color scheme should be variations of black, blue, and white. I would like it to be a dark theme though, and I need the UI to be detailed for the prompt. Aside from the UI, I need the app to connect to a backend, store any nodes. I would like some kind of counter. And then this again, my grammar. I said, and I would like some kind of counter to each of the visits to the site. Don't pay attention to the grammar or any of the sentences or anything like that, as you will see, that is less relevant as AI continues to improve. But with that being said, so that was kind of the prompt that I had. So the idea here is that I found more often than not, as you can see, as you watch other videos and other tutorials, is that the generic prompt that you provide is not going to be enough, right? So have AI kind of generate that prompt for you, give it an idea, and ask it to create that prompt. So that's exactly what I did. So it kind of went down here, and it gave us this long prompt, probably a little bit too long. And this is not even the greatest UI, to be honest with you, but for a simple guest book, I think it did the job. I don't see the animations just yet. So again, in the same prompt, I actually took that prompt, right? So in the same chat terminal, I took that same prompt that we had just generated with Gemini 3. I pasted it here, and it actually built it out. Now, let me kind of tell you how I got, or how to do that yourself, right? So here, I'm gonna open up a new tab just to kind of show you real quick. All right, as you can see, here's the tab, or the new Gemini tab, the new chat, right? So the thing here is we initially started with this thinking selection here, and that's going to be thinking with 3 Pro, thinks through complex topics. Actually, no, for the first thing, for the ideas, I went with fast, and then when I had that idea, I went with thinking with 3 Pro, and that kind of generated that prompt for us. And then from there, I turned on, when I actually wanted to create something, I just created I brought in the canvas, and that allows us to actually build the app with Gemini chat. All right, so now that we are here we have this app created. That was the initial thing, and then I kind of wanted to just get some more information about it, because I noticed that it was kind of a little bit, it was persistent. I did ask for a backend, but what was that backend? So I kind of just asked about it. So I said down here at the bottom, actually we had some errors too, and it fixed it on its own. I said, what is the backend for this? And without looking at the code, it said Google Firebase. I just did some digging on that. How do I manage this Firebase? Kind of talked about it, and then it says exactly how I would do it, which is what we're going to do together. And we're going to go ahead and create a project on Firebase, and we're going to deploy it, update this code, and hopefully that makes it more persistent. And then we're going to go ahead and use Netlify, I believe, is something that I'm looking into to deploy this web app, as they do have a free, like a generous free usage plan. And it's something that I've seen others use that. So I kind of want to play around with that and see how that works out. That's what we're going to do. But before we do that, I want to kind of make some changes here to this web or this application itself right now. One of the things I want to go ahead and do is I want to update this title, Neon Guestbook. I want to kind of obviously make that related to the channel. So maybe the name. And then below that, maybe I'll say never stop learning, which is something that I always end my videos with. And then I'll kind of throw in the logo too and ask it to kind of place it next to that maybe. And that will be pretty much it. One thing that I also added as well here at the bottom, that was the last thing, is I kind of wanted to hopefully limit the spam. Now there's different ways to go about it, but I think one of the easiest and quickest ways is to just kind of have someone answer a math question. So there's no bots kind of going through here and answering these questions. Although that is possible as well, I think it definitely will limit that amount of submissions. So with that being said, let's go ahead and actually add the image or the logo for the YouTube channel here. I'm going to ask that to get changed along with the title and that little subtitle there. All right, so I simply said, please add a logo and please add logo and let's also update the title from Neon Guestbook to Tech with Jack. And then update the subtitle from leave a digital trace to never stop learning. And we will go ahead and submit. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe go ahead and say update the web app Neon Guestbook with the following guidance. All right, looks like we're on the right track. It also has that weird animation there. It has a TJ. Let's go ahead and see if we could actually get our logo there. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace that logo. I said, can we use this attached image for the logo instead of the placeholder in the app, pretty much, because I don't know if that maybe there was just some confusion before, but maybe I have to be more specific. Let's go ahead and see if that logo replaces that TJ here. I think we're on a good start though. With one prompt, I was able to say Tech with Jack, updated those colors, something. It's not the best, but it looks cool, I guess. Never stop learning, that's what we asked for. And we're gonna go ahead and see if this logo gets replaced. All right, maybe that's something that I would just have to work on when we actually deploy the app, because it does say, since I cannot directly save the image file from the chat into your project's file system, you will need to perform a quick step to make it appear. Now, I'm assuming that this has integrations with Nano Banana. It should be able to do it itself, because I have seen some crazy things. Like, I don't see why it couldn't regenerate this and put it there. I mean, I could be wrong. Either way, we'll go ahead and we'll leave this alone for now. Maybe I'll iterate on it later, but I think that is fine. One thing I want to try before I deploy this app and actually work on the Firebase in the back end, I just want to go ahead and see if we could get maybe this to kind of like animate some kind of like animation around the form box while it's highlighted or something. Not really sure what to say here. I could have again asked like Gemini or another AI model to kind of prompt it better, but I said, can we add an animation to the form box so when the mouse is over the form, its border color moves around the box? Kind of the idea here is maybe like a slow like move here, just kind of just showing the animation works. Let's go ahead and see what we get from that. Now if that doesn't work, that's fine. I just want to go ahead and I'm just playing around with it, and like I said, I want to get into the Firebase and actually create that Firebase real quick, that backend, and then we're going to use Netlify and go ahead and deploy this app. All right, so it says I will add a slick rotating border animation to the guestbook form. This effect uses a gradient spinning. Yeah, you get the point. So let's go ahead and we highlight it, and as you can see, we do get a color that goes around the form. Great, that's awesome. So now at this point, I think we go ahead and, well, for one, we could test it. It's not something that we did. Also, it has that nice kind of color overlay. So let's go ahead and just say Jack test, and we'll do the math. All right, and then let's go ahead and just do test 2, and we'll just do like something wrong just to see what happens. Okay, so the verification works, and when we do get it correct, it actually does submit this form down here. All right, so now we're actually gonna go ahead and work on this Firebase before we deploy it. So we're just gonna go ahead and open this new tab here. All right, and here we are. So we're gonna go ahead and click on Get Started by setting up a Firebase project, and we'll just say Tech with Jack Notebook or Guestbook. And then you're going to have to select your Google Cloud organization. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and blur that out. And I'm going to turn off the Google Developer Program, and we're going to click on Continue. We do not want analytics at this time. Maybe we will actually, because we come and look at it maybe later on, play around with it and learn more. There's a few things that I want to kind of talk about real quick. So one of the things that I'm actually kind of leaning more away from ChatGPT, OpenAI. Now, I'm not saying that will always be the case, but I noticed that having, Gemini in almost all of my workflows now, right? We're seeing it right here in Firebase, right? Like at the top right, we're saying Gemini and Firebase. I'm able to kind of chat with Gemini right here in the web app itself to kind of get, any information I need. So I think it's very useful. Also, like the other tool that we were working with a few weeks ago with Google Anti-Gravity. Now that's another, useful case itself where it actually uses Google Chrome and kind of troubleshoots it, even pulls it up and kind of looks at it and then, analyzes it based on what it returns. So it is definitely a useful tool to have, especially if you're using Google. All right, and what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to just use the steps that was from the prompt earlier, as I am not too familiar with it, and we'll kind of just see, you know, how it works out. So we're going to go to build, and we're going to click on the Firestore or database. We're going to then click on create database, and I guess we want to do, it says test mode for development purposes, but in this case I think we could just do standard edition. Go ahead and leave that default. Okay, so here's the start and test mode. That is open by default to enable quick setup. However, you must update your security rules within 30 days to enable long. So I guess we could do this for now, and then we'll just have to remember to come back to update it. Otherwise we'll lose it, because in production mode it might not work out. So let's go ahead and we'll just do that. We'll do test mode for now, so that it's, you know, wide open. I guess there's no rules or security in place that would prevent us from connecting. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and click on, it says go to build authentication. We're going to click on get started, and we're going to enable anonymous sign-in provider. So to do that, we'll click on this here, and then we will look for enable and click on save. All right, and then all we need now is, I guess, we're going to go to our project settings, so here at the top, and we're going to go to, it says scroll to your apps and select the web icon. So maybe, let's see, okay, scroll through your apps and select the web icon. So let's go ahead and do guestbook. No, I don't think we need that. Click on register app. All right, and I think that is what we needed down here, which is right here. So now let's just actually give it right to, it's something that we could change later on. You know, I don't know if there's anything that's here that would be sensitive. In this case, it's just an API key. It's anonymous anyway, so I don't see anything like a secret or anything like that. So I don't think it would matter anyway. But in this case, it's all for testing. So we're just going to go ahead and paste that in there and ask it to update it for us. All right, so it looks like it updated the application with our configuration. I'm assuming if it didn't work, we would have got an error. So let's go ahead and actually test it. So we'll just do, all right, so that's in there. And what we're going to do back in the Firebase, we're going to go ahead and click on the Firestore database, which is over here on the left-hand side. And then we're going to click on, actually, so this is the database that we had just created. So you got artifacts here. Well, this is the collection, artifacts, and then over here, yes, is kind of narrow it down, and then you'll actually get eventually to the guest book, and you will see that actually it came through here. So let's go ahead and test it one more time, and we'll just go ahead and do Joe test 2 5. All right, so now we have 2 entries here. We're just going to do one more test here, and we'll do 8, make sure it doesn't work. Okay, great. All right, and as you can see, it looks like we do have 2 entries, test 2, and we have test. All right, and what we're going to do now is actually deploy that. So just for just for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of walk you through it. I think I kind of dragged this video out a little bit longer than I wanted to. I hope you got a lot of what we talked about, and you could take that into your own workflow. I think in the future video, I will be more structured on how I get this information to you, but I just kind of want to walk you through this real quick because I didn't do it step by step once I got to this point. So here's Netlify. Here you could actually deploy, you know, the web application that we just built, and I'm going to show you how exactly I did that, right? So to go into deploys, you could actually, once you actually sign up, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to sign up and actually bring you, it'll give you a few options. Go ahead and just select the one to deploy later or something like that. And eventually you'll be brought to a similar screen like this, and you'll have the option to update or to deploy your project. What we're going to talk about right now is exactly what you need to do to get it from the Google Gemini into a folder and then into Netlify. So what I did, again, since I'm, you know, actually getting more and more involved into using the different tools provided by Google, Anthropic, and so on. In this case, I'm using anti-gravity, and I actually used this to pretty much I pulled the application down and I saved it in a folder, and then I talked to Gemini 3 here, and I asked it to pretty much create that React project, because that's ultimately what we're going to need in order to deploy it into Netlify. Otherwise, if you just pull it down, from here and go to code and you just copy and paste this, that won't be enough. You need a full, like, the package itself. So what you need to do is actually, you could take this, you're going to copy this, but you're not going to just create one file, although that is what I have somewhere, I think at the root folder of this. I'm not sure where that is actually. It might be actually right here. Nope, it's not here. Either way, you're going to copy that, and you're going to talk with, in this case I use anti-gravity. You could use anything you want in order to do it for you. And I just pretty much said, hey, I need to create this project. you could actually ask Gemini before you even get to this point exactly on those steps that you need to get there. And then eventually you're going to go ahead, and once it creates a React project, you're going to pretty much just update, after you install all the packages and stuff like that, you're going to update this app JSX, and this is going to be exactly what we just pulled down from Gemini. And once you have all of that, you're simply just going to grab this tech with Jack folder or whatever React project that you build out. You're going to go ahead and just drag that over into the Netlify UI. And then once it gets deployed here, as you saw on the other screen, you were able to see those, not agent runs, you were able to see the deployment. But in this case, when you get to the project overview, it actually is right here as well. But in the project overview, you could actually click on this, and this will be the DNS name pointing at your web application. So as you can see here, here's the netlify.app URL. Obviously you could, or not obviously, but Netlify does allow you to use a custom domain, which is something that I will look into in the future. But for the time being, this is just a test, and I'm going to actually play around with it and leave it up for a little bit. So if anybody wants to kind of jump in on this, also we could update my logo, which is something that I will do maybe in a future video as well. Now that we have built it locally, you just got to pretty much add it to that project and then upload it to Netlify. But I'm going to throw this link down in the description below of this video, so feel free to kind of drop a comment if you found this video was interesting, not only in here on this web app, but also drop it in the YouTube video, as that obviously helps others that are watching the video. I'm going to close out the video here. I talked a lot today. I hope you were able to take something away, and as always, never stop learning.